Hey guys, how you doing today? And welcome to day 5, our last day of Unleash Your Inner Angel. Now, just before we get started, coincidence or maybe not, but don't you think this is really funny that day 1 when I started the videos, it was like really windy outside, it was like gloomy, it just wasn't that good, and we're talking about like finding your purpose, finding what you want, and we're just not really sure at that point. Then day 2, it was like, it was cold and it was wet and we're just getting shit out. And then by day 3, day 4, and now day 5, like the sun is out. The sun is beautiful. Like it's like we're clear on who we are and the universe is just lit up for us to help us unleash our inner angel. I was looking back on yesterday's video and the sun was coming out as I was doing yesterday's video, and you could see like a bit of a glow around my head, and it doesn't mean anything at all except for the sun was starting to come out. And it's really interesting that it all sort of, the weather and the way it was filmed sort of flowed with the stuff that we were coming through as we were beginning to break through the shit, as we're beginning to realize who we are and what's important, and as we're beginning to formulate a plan, the universe just showed up for us. So it's crazy, I'll give you that. No matter what it is, whether it's coincidence or whether it's actually the universe or whatever it is trying to tell us something, either way, how good did that work out? It's absolutely amazing. So today we're going to go into our last day. We've been through what you really want from your life. We've been through where you're going. We've been through your purpose, your message, what you stand for, what you believe in, and all of those things that are close to you. And I really hope by now that you have a very clear message and a clear idea just within your heart. You don't need to know how it's going to work. You don't need to know if it's going to work, how it's going to work, how it's necessarily going to show up, because we'll be guided on that each step of the way. Go with your inspiration, go with your intuition, and just like that process that we've used within this, in listening to that instinct, that intuition that's in our heart, and not listening to all the noise around us, I want you to try and practice that. It can be hard at times, and honestly, like since I've started to do this, my heart or my soul has started to tell me to do some absolutely crazy shit. One of them was put together Unleash Your Inner Angel, and not necessarily that I mean that was crazy, because I think that was brilliant, and I'm really happy with how it's all turned out so far, and I'm hoping you guys are getting some great value from this. But it's really just incredible. It's the crazy things that my heart or my soul has told me to do, and I've actually followed them, and it's worked out surprisingly well when my head would have been going fuck, how can I do that? Like, how's that going to affect things? What's that going to mean? Is that really going to work? It's amazing how things have turned out. So you know, it's a process. If throughout this we're in a safe space, we're just talking about stuff, we're writing it down so it's easy to do, but take that into your life and see what you can do with it. So today's really about reclaiming you. We've worked out where you're going. We've worked out maybe some of the path you can take to get there, some of the things that you need to introduce, the people that you need to be connected to, you know, the directions you need to go, whether it's house, work, business, whatever. We've really started to work that out, and now today is about reclaiming you. This is where you go, well, this is who I am. This is what's important to me, and this is where I'm going. You can take that short story and you can share it with the world. You could share it on a stage. You could share it in a live video on your Facebook. You could share it in a message or a conversation with somebody close to you. Some of your purposes and some of your directions might be huge. They might be, I want to go and speak on stage and inspire thousands of people, and this is how I'm going to do it. But for some of you, it might just be, I want to be the best mum that I can be, and I want to be there with my daughter. Some of you, it might be, I want to be the best employee and I am going to work my ass off to climb this scale. And whatever that is for you is okay. It might be, I love trees and nature and I'm going to go and do whatever it can to speak my message, to make people know, to make people realize what they're doing to this world, and I'm going to go out there and get it. So it doesn't matter whether that's a conversation one-on-one. It doesn't matter whether you're changing the world one person at a time or whether you're going 1,000 at a time. It doesn't matter whether you're making it public or whether you're doing it privately and more slowly. Go with what your gut, your heart, your soul, your spirit tell you to do, and just run with that. Take it step by step and just don't let this noise get in the way. So it's important that We reclaim you. Like, this is who I am, and this is okay. I don't need to be like you. You don't need to be like me. We don't need to be like that tree. So we can be us. We don't need to try and be anyone else because we are fucking awesome. And it's really important that you love those traits. If you're like, I love how my hair looks today in this wind. Awesome. I actually like my nose. Well, that's probably one of my favorite features, and the way my eyes glow sometimes in videos. And I like my teeth aren't too yellow, but it doesn't really matter, right? So we have to love ourselves. We expect others to love us. We expect our family to love us, but sometimes we are just hating ourselves. We hate our hair. We hate our teeth. We hate our arms. We hate the way we look. We hate the sound of our voice. We hate that we don't share our message enough. We hate that we don't stand up enough for what we believe in. We hate that we might be that, we might take that step back when really we want to take that step out, but we're too fucking scared. So what this is about is loving each facet of you. Like, I hate to dance, right? I hate it. I don't dance. I don't get involved, and I don't dance. But when you really look at that, why? Right? And I feel like it's because I don't like to do it, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's because at some stage somebody was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, look at you. Or, maybe it's fear. For me, I'm a very analytical person, so I like to know step by step. Like, if somebody had written a manual and been like, step by step, this is what to do, I'd be like, sweet, let's do that. But because I'm such an analytical person, I go over shit in my head. Like, I'm talking to you guys about listening to your heart and how I've been letting that guide me, and it's working brilliantly. But honestly, it does take work. I am that person that's got that logic, that reason, that constant voice going around in the head going, well, can you really do this? Well, can you really do that? I am that person who's got that logic and reason, like, well, if I do this, this is what it actually means. This is what it could mean. What happens if this happens? So I totally understand where you're at, but it's about reclaiming you. It's about reclaiming your heart, being true to you, being true to your soul, and stepping right into that. It's about loving every facet of you, every nook, every cranny, every terrible part that just you wish was different. You can change that, but you can change that by being you, by loving you, by giving it love, not by giving it hate, not by talking yourself down, not by letting others do that to you. And it's really about not giving a shit. Like, you are an incredible person. You're amazing. You're kind. You're wise, and you have a brilliant message to share with this world. But you're not going to be able to tackle your purpose. You're not going to be able to go to that end game if you're crippled in some way. If you're crippled by the fear of other people, if you're crippled by being loud, being noticed, being seen, and somebody not liking that, I'm going to tell you one thing: people are going to like you. People aren't going to like you. Either way, that's okay, but that's not a reflection of you and who you are as a person. Somebody doesn't like you or what you say, that's got nothing to do with you. Okay, that's to do with them. That's their issues. That's their shit. You are an incredible person, and you have the power to change the world and change your world and get the outcome that you want out of life. But it is so important. Your message, your life, your values, your dreams are far more important than what people think of you or what we think people think of you. Because often we think people think things of us, and that cripples us. When in real situations, people aren't looking at that. People aren't saying that. That's our own head putting a negative shit on stuff that might be happening. But that's not what the real world's like. People aren't really thinking about it. People aren't really talking about it. You've already got people in this world who love you and who hate you. It's cool. Doesn't matter. The ones who hate you aren't people that you want in your life. The ones who don't gel with your bigger purpose, the ones who don't gel with your message, are not the people that you need in your life. Those are those ones that you're accepting. Those ones that are part of what you've been attracting so far, but not necessarily what you need to attract or what you need to be around in order to get what you want. So this is so important. Never let your dream Never let your message be squashed by other people. And go out there and make it happen. So share your story, share your reasoning, share your purpose, share where you've been throughout this process. Like, where did you start off? Why did you come here? And what are you going to do differently? What are you going to do differently on the outside of this? You could go back to living exactly the same, forgetting that we worked out what your purpose was, forgetting that you've really got a good picture now of the end game and the vision of how the life you want. You can forget that you've worked out some of the steps that you need to take in order to get there. Or you could go out there and you can start making changes. You can start living your life and you can start creating that dream end game, that dream life, that dream purpose, and all of that stuff that's come to you. So have an amazing, amazing day, rest of the year, rest of the month, rest of your lifetime. Now is the time. Let your light shine. Unleash your inner angel and just be you. Have an amazing day, have an amazing year, have an amazing rest of everything, and I look forward to connecting with you guys personally soon. See you later. I hope you've enjoyed this.